Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and today I am sharing both my Destashify, what I made with my Destashify, October Destashify project, good gracious, fabrics, and then my November picks of Destashify fabric and what kind of my plans and what I'll be making with those. But before we get into that, a couple of things. Number one, I had the video that went up Tuesday about my Christmas list and kind of some things to be on the lookout for. I filmed that, oh gosh, like a week ago now. About a week ago now. I'm filming this video actually on Monday, but I have received some emails that have come in from a few companies. I just wanted to say, the only reason I know about these is from emails that I've received as a normal customer. But I know that, I shouldn't say that. I do know Color Guru is having a sale. That one I knew before everyone else. So Color Guru is having a sale if you wanted to get your colors done. So instead of just 10% off with my code, you can actually get 20% off with my code, Tomcat Color. I'll put that here, so if that's something that's on your Christmas list. Everyday Style has a bundle, a Black Friday bundle that I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it might include the winter capsule, pre-ordering the winter capsule that comes out the 1st of, it's like December 8th or something like that, somewhere around there, which I will be purchasing again because I love it so much. And I am going to show you what I kind of did my plans for autumn and then just never showed you really like the full thing. That is, I will show you a roundup of that wardrobe. I've been wearing it all autumn, so all fall. And let's see, Blackbird Fabrics I noticed is having their Black Friday sale. I think it's 25% off everything. I noticed that. Olive in June, the nail place that I talked about, they're also having, I think, 25% off everything on their website as well. So just wanted to give you a little heads up. Those were a few things. I'm filming this on Monday, so there could be others that have popped up since then. I'm really holding out on a few of the fabric or pattern companies having some because I'd like to do some pattern shopping. So, which could be by the time that you're watching this, but I wanted to just throw that out there in case you missed any of those and you're wanting to do some sale shopping. Also, today's Feature Friday pattern for Love Notions is I think it's the Jam Jam. It's a kid's pattern and I'll pop a picture up here. So, perfect for making family pajamas if that's something that you're going to be doing and you've got little ones that you want to be sewing for. That's a great one to grab. $5 today only. So, yeah, make sure you go over and grab that if you're interested. Great price, as always. Okay, if you're in the US, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday. I am filming this on Monday. You're watching it on Friday. But I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I hope I had a wonderful holiday. And just, yeah, enjoyed being with family, eating good food, yada, yada, yada. I am going to be doing a lookbook here soon of some holiday ideas, including, and that may be a separate one, the dress that I wore to Thanksgiving because it's the Cashmerette Rose Claire dress, and I'm really excited to show you guys that one because it's really good and the fabric is phenomenal. I've teased it a little bit. It is still hanging on the rack right there, so yeah, it's a good one. Okay, also, Sunday, it is a tutorial and I'm taking you through how I hacked the Rhapsody pattern to make that Bowden inspired dress, and I'm making a second one showing you how I gather on my serger and all of that jazz. That will be up on Sunday, so make sure you catch that if that's something that you're interested in seeing. My little sewing partner here just came in. Hi! Okay, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of today's video. Sometimes I'm like trying to hurry so I'm not talking to you guys forever and then I start talking really fast. So I apologize. We're just going to slow it down. Pertinent information. Okay, Destashify is a website where you can either sell fabric from your stash fabric, patterns, yarn, I think notions now. Are you wanting up here? Excuse her. I think they're doing notions now. Anyway, when she set up her website, she had reached out to me, not right when, but shortly after, asking if I would be interested in being an ambassador, a brand ambassador, which means I get a little credit every month for some of the fabrics. Now, she pays for that, so the sellers that I'm buying from get their money for whatever items that that I'm buying from them. Basically, she gives me a gift card for the site, which people can buy Anyway, and then I, you know, purchase some things, and then I can just kind of get the word spread, because as she has said many times, she doesn't have a website if there aren't people selling. That's like the main thing. Obviously people buying as well, but really needs some sellers. I'm gonna be selling some stuff as soon as I can get a free moment in the winter here. But yes, I get a little stipend each month, and I'm pretty sure after the new year, she's gonna be running some challenges and stuff like that, which would be really fun to get involved in, and I'll be getting involved in all of those. And but I think she was gonna wait until after the holiday season. Are you finished with me? Not all it was cracked up to be? Okay. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff for her to navigate over here at the floor, on the floor. So anyway, back, October was my first month, and I shared with you all, I guess in October, what I had grabbed. And I had grabbed 3 fabrics, and I want to show you what I made with those 3 fabrics. And then I want to show you the 3, it's not always 3 fabrics, it just happens to be that I grabbed 3. I'll also show you the 3 fabrics that I grabbed for November and my plans for them. So, first fabric that I grabbed, and I'm actually not going to show this on my person because it is a slip, but here, Lena's got it on. This is, I think it's a rayon jersey, a thin rayon jersey, but it's like a tricot. So I think there's probably some nylon on this as well. But it's very thin. It is, I mean, it's stretchy, but not like super, super stretchy. And I knew that it was gonna be perfect for a slip. The pictures, you know, she had said in the description that it was, you know, shiny and very slinky, and I knew it would be perfect for a slip. And while this isn't my skin tone, obviously, it is a darker shade of my skin tone that I thought would be perfect to wear underneath a lot of my knit dresses for, well, for warmth a little bit, but also for keeping my tights from sticking to all of these knit dresses that I'm making. And you're gonna see another one here in just a second. So I've been very busy. Anyway, this pattern is my very first stretch and sew pattern that I've made. This is 1529. Hold that up for you. Obviously, this is a vintage pattern. I mean, if you can get a hold of it, great. I honestly think that the Luna Loungewear pattern from Love Notions would be great. I wouldn't put the shelf bra on it if I was just making a slip, but I think that it would work really, really well for this same, it's a very similar neckline shape, and you could finish it off in a similar way. It does not have darts. This one does, but this one is for lower stretch fabrics. So I think you only need 25% or less. So you can use woven or knit fabric with 25% or less. So, you know, similar. So this pattern does feature darts. I don't even know if you can see that. I actually picked my size on this one based on my upper bust measurement, which is 36 inches, and then I did a full bust adjustment, even though this is a knit dress, and this is actually cut on the bias, even though you can use knit fabric, which is kind of interesting. But I did a full bust adjustment because there are darts, so I didn't have to, you know, mess around with any of that. And I added 4 inches because that is my bust difference, and it fits perfectly. I'm so pleased. I shortened it 1 inch at the waist, which is very something I have to do a lot just because I'm very short in the torso. And then I shortened it before when I was tracing out the pattern, actually, I went ahead and shortened it 2 inches from the bottom. And then just cut out the front and back. There are, you can get, you know, like these thicker straps here. Obviously it can be a camisole as well, or you can do spaghetti straps. And it actually called for like a little rolled hem around the edge, and then to make like rouleau straps for your spaghetti straps, which you could do, and that would actually make a beautiful like silk slip dress. I'm actually tempted to make this as a slip dress, but with the thicker straps, where it would cover my bra, because this is cut on the bias. Anyway, I like the fit I got with this, but anyway. Instead, I have finished this off with some picot elastic that I had in my stash, and basically all I did, I finished off this front edge first, and I just sewed the elastic right side together, so the picot was facing down, right side on the edge. There's a 1/4 inch seam allowance on this pattern, so it worked perfectly. Did a 3-step zigzag to sew it down, and I kind of stretched it a little bit as I did that, and then I just turned it over on itself and then 3-step zigzagged it down to fasten it. So you can see the 3-step zigzag, I don't know, like on there. I'll pull it off the mannequin here in a second when I put the next one on, and I'll show it to you a little bit up close. And then for the rest of the elastic, I just left a good like 12, 14 inches of elastic, and then did the same thing all the way around the armhole and across the back and up the other armhole. So I had like straps basically hanging. Finished those off the same way, and then I decided how long I wanted the straps and just tacked those in place in the back. Very easy. And then I ended up taking another 5 inches off the hem of this because I didn't want it to show under any of my, I wanted it to be like really short because I didn't want it to show underneath any of my like, you know, knee-length dresses. But still, you know, do what it needs to do, which is also why I'm not showing this on you, on my body. Although you do get a peek because I'm wearing it underneath the dress that I'm going to show you here in a minute. So you do get a little bit of a peek. But it's perfect. It's going to serve its purpose. And I think I have enough left to do maybe like a couple pairs of underwear, which would be really nice to play around with that as well. So very good. Loved it. Very impressed. It was slinky, a little shifty to use. And it was on the bias, but yeah, everything came out fine. I cover stitched the hem here, and everything, yeah, really came out fine. Okay, so now let me change mannequin, and I will show you the next item I made. Okay, next, well, before we get to the next one, let me show you what I was talking about. So the right side, there's this pretty picot edge to my slip, and then the wrong side looks like this, which actually is the way a lot of my ready-to-wear underwear look, around that edge, which is kind of funny and kind of nice as well. So yeah, I just tacked down my straps here at the back with some zigzag stitches. So the front, this is one piece, and then I finished off, you know, the strap and the whole back here is all one piece. So. And then the inside, I just finished everything with my sergers, including the darts. I finish off my darts with the serger too, which helps because I have such a big dart bulk, especially even after the full bust adjustment, that doing that really helps remove a lot of that bulk. But yeah, love my slip. I mean, yeah, you're gonna see it here in just a second. I'll show you a little bit under my dress. Okay, so I know that I said I wasn't gonna do a dress out of this fabric, and then I decided to, because this is a very thick, not thick, well, it is. It's a beefier jersey, spandex, and I think there's some rayon in it, knit, and it's got some heft to it, and I just couldn't, I just kept thinking this is gonna be the cuddliest dress ever. So I decided, and I've been wanting to make an Arlington dress ever since the pattern was released. You know, I've only made the one, the red, kind of, not cropped, but it sits at my waist with the band, sweater, which I love, but I wanted to make a dress because I just really, I love the pattern. So I decided to make the dress version. I did the bishop sleeve again, so it just has the gathering here at the wrist, not the poof at the sleeve. I did the regular turtleneck on this one. I made the size medium with the full bust, which is my normal size that I make. I shortened it 1 inch at the waist, and then I shortened it 2 inches below the hip. And I'm like in between with Love Notions patterns. Sometimes 2 inches is all I need to take out of Love Notions. Other times I need 3. It just kind of depends. And I wish I would have erred on the side of just, I should always just take out 2. And if you need to take an extra length or inch off the bottom, just do that. But I didn't. So it's a little bit shorter. I wish it was just an inch longer. But you know, I'm not wearing it with tights here only because I didn't want to put them on for the twirls. But most likely I'll be wearing them with tights. Perfect, and I'll show you footage now of me in the dress with the slip underneath it. So I put the slip underneath this. Not only does, I don't really find this very itchy, even though there's wool content in it, but if you were to find it itchy, I think having the slip obviously is gonna help a lot. I mean, the slip only covers the main body. It doesn't cover, you know, like your décolleté or your arms, but yeah, I think this is gonna keep it from clinging, as well as keeping it from attaching to my tights. It's gonna help with static, I think. I'm really pleased with the slip and I'm excited about wearing it. And I think that picot elastic I used, I can't even see it underneath this knit dress. So I think it's gonna be fine underneath all of my other ones as well, and just be a nice little extra added layer. Love this dress, love this Arlington. It is just a great pattern. I did a center back seam in the back because there is some shaping back there, so glad I did. A little bit of an A-line flare to the dress. It's not quite as exaggerated when you get the full bust fronts because there's an extra 2 inches added in the front there, and it kind of, I don't know, know, takes a little bit of that A-line out. But I think it's going to be a great little dress to wear, again, with boots, with tights. I can wear my lace-up Captain boots from Thursday Boot Company. Yeah, I think I'm going to wear it a lot, both to church, just around the house. It's a sweater dress, so you can't really go wrong. Very pleased with that one. Okay, so that is garment number 2. And now for the final one. Okay, this is my final make with my Destashify fabric. So this is a Lady McElroy cotton lawn, and I had 1.5 yards of this fabric, and I wanted a shirt. I really wanted a nice, like a shirt, like a button up. Well, it didn't have to be button up, but I wanted an actual like blouse. For a few reasons. I wanted something with a statement sleeve because I am still knitting this cream colored sweater vest. This sweater vest was supposed to be like no time at all in knitting, and it is taking me forever. Forever. I don't know if it's because it's a boring, I say boring, but I just love variegated yarn or like hand dyed yarn, but this is just white. And I don't know if I'm just not as excited to work on it, so it's taking me longer. It's also broken ribs, which means I do knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl on one row, and then the next row it's all knit, and then knit, purl on because I'm knitting in the round. So I don't know if that is it. I'm not sure, but it's taking me forever. But I wanted something with a good statement sleeve, and I thought a collar would be nice too, to wear underneath that sweater vest if ever I get it finished. And I will. I'm not letting myself start any other projects until I get that finished. So, and it will happen. So I went through my stash and I was looking for something that would work, that just, a lot of my button-up shirts I need more than 1.5 yards. So I was looking for something that would just need 1.5 yards and stumbled across this one. This one is McCall's 8067 and it's also called Live. So it is right here. It's one of their newer ones because it's got a name, obviously. I think maybe the spring this was released. And I think I maybe grabbed it for my daughter. So this pattern does not have darts, but it's a looser, kind of a boxier fit. It's got 2 different lengths in the body. The girl is wearing the shorter length. I actually made the shorter length, but I'm very short in the torso, and so you'll see how it looks on me in just a second. I definitely wanted to do the collar, although you can omit the collar and just do, well, I guess this gal, she doesn't have the collar on. Just do the facing on the inside, or you could do the notched collar. So I made a size 14, which is what I make in almost all the big 4, because I go off my full bust measurement, or my high bust measurement, upper bust, which is a 36. And so I picked the pattern based on that, and then I look at finished measurements. And the finished measurements of the 14 were 43 inches, and I have a 40-inch bust. I wanted a little bit more ease than that, and I thought, I need darts. I just need darts just for things to fit me well. So I went ahead and added, I did a 2-inch total full bust adjustment, so I did 1 inch on each side, and I think that gave me just the shaping I needed. So I do have darts in here, but that doesn't bother me, and it gives me the shaping I needed. And then obviously I did the notched collar. Now I messed up the notched collar, and I'll show it to you up close. This should actually be stitched to this in this part, and I matched up the wrong notches. This is also a lesson in sewing when tired. So I took in my serger to be serviced over the holiday. And bless them, Select Sewing at 65th and Keystone in Indianapolis. If you're in the area, they are the cat's pajamas. They are just fantastic to work for, and they have squeezed me in because I sew for my job they're not working on the holiday, but they said that they could get it finished for me by next Monday, since I wouldn't be sewing during this next week anyway. So I had to go drop it off. So I was trying to finish last night all of the things that needed my serger, so that I could turn that in, that I could finish any of the last minute sewing. But anything I needed my serger for, I had to finish last night. And long story short, I was sewing way later than I should be sewing. I don't do well sewing late. I say late at night. It was like 9 o'clock at night. So super late, but my brain turns off at a certain point. So mistakes happen, and that happened. And I did not even catch it until I was top stitching. And I'm like, oh my gosh, those should be connected like that. So we're going with the design feature on there. I'll show it to you up close. And I've top stitched it, so it looks intentional now, but yeah, So that happened. I did the A body and then I did View D's sleeves, but I wanted a fuller sleeve. This sleeve looks a lot fuller than I think what it actually is. Also, the bicep on a size 14, I think the finished measurement was only 14.5. My biceps are 13.5 inches, and I make me sound like a bodybuilder. No, I just have big upper arms, and not because they're muscular. But I like at least 2 inches of ease around that area. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna add more fullness. Normally I would do a full bicep adjustment in that case, but I wanted more fullness all the way down so that it could be nice and poofy gathered into a fun cuff. So I marked in my seam allowance at the top of the sleeve cap, and then cut 3 lines up to that line, not through it, and then cut down to the line so that I was changing the shape of the sleeve cap, but I wasn't making the line shorter or longer so that it would still fit into the arm's eye just fine. So I wasn't, you know, messing around with that. Anyway, so I just cut up to that and then just spread it. So I gave myself, I think, a total of an extra, I added a 1/2 inch at each of the 3 points, so 1.5 inches total at the bicep. But then of course, when you're spreading, it gets way more down at the bottom, which is what I wanted. So I got a really nice full cuff. It gets gathered into the cuff anyway. And I am very pleased with the finish, and I'll show it to you here in just a second. I love the shorter body. I think it's great for like half tucking. I also, the way that they have you finish off the sleeve, if you're doing the version with the cuff, is you only sew the underarm seam to a certain point and then you finish off your seam allowance like top stitch. So you're basically creating your placket like in that seam, and I hate that. So I just created my own little spot and did my own continuous bound placket, continuous placket. Am I saying that right? So not a tower placket, it's the continuous placket. Again, I'll show it to you here in a second, but I just like that so much better. So I had these large red buttons in my stash that I thought pulled out the red and like the little cardinal, that's not a cardinal, little red bird, I guess, that's right here in the print, and there's like a little bit of red here. I love this color, and I love that there's like just little bits of red. So I decided to pull out the red with the buttons. And I mean, even after all the fluffing with it, I really am happy with it, and it really didn't take very long to do. So yeah, those are the alterations I made to the pattern, and it worked out great. So I am gonna take this off the mannequin so I can show you some up close real quick. And then I will talk you through the fabric that I got for November and my plans for that. Okay, so before we get into, now that I don't have to share the spotlight with Lena, I'll just show you really quickly. So the one thing I didn't like about this pattern, so here you can see where I've messed up. See that little area right here where it's nicely finished, but it should be actually sewn down. So we've created a detail. Also, one thing I didn't like about this pattern is that this is sewn on. The lapel is sewn on down here, where normally you would have this grown on and then you would have the facing would have the other part of this. But I think because you can make it with or without the collar that they did it this way. Anyway, it's just kind of weird. Yeah, maybe it's not that big of a deal, but yeah. It also has a facing, which I've top stitched down. Okay, and then the sleeves. This is my continuous placket that you can see that I've done. Same fabric. I have a video on that, a tutorial on that when I did my shirt dress, but yeah, it's just the little continuous placket. Everything's nice and gathered, and those are my big red buttons. And then things are they're just serged on the inside. There's not a yoke on this shirt. It's boxy, but I think it's really gonna look cute underneath my sweater vests that at some point will get finished. Okay, so that's everything I made with my October haul. All right, for November, I grabbed 3 fabrics, and they're all 3 knits. I'm clearly just in a knit mood. All right, so the first one that caught my eye is, I think it said a rayon. It feels like a double brush poly a little bit, but it's lovely. It feels so soft. And I actually thought that this was a little bit more cobalt blue and less navy blue, but it's still gonna work for what I need it to. So our school colors are blue and gold, and I just don't, well, they're these colors. They're like that color blue, and then like that color gold. It's actually both of them in my color palette. But I don't wear spirit wear. I just don't want Carmel, which is the town we live in, written across my chest. I just don't do spirit wear. It's just not my thing, even when I'm sitting at games, but I will wear the school colors, especially because, I mean, I would anyway, but they're in my color palette. So I'm always on the lookout for blue and gold prints, which is hard to find because it does look very like school colors. Honestly, these are a little bit more Michigan colors, aren't they? Michigan State? Yeah, Michigan State, no, Michigan State's green. Sorry, those of you that are from Michigan, you're gonna be like, no, those are Michigan colors, not Michigan. Sorry. I'm from Missouri. Anyway, it's got a couple of different shades of the gold and then kind of a yellow and the navy. And I immediately like, okay, I've been looking for, anytime I see fabric this color, to make myself some spirit wear, because not only is the high school those colors, but also my son's travel soccer team, they are also the same colors to go with the high school or whatever. So I grabbed this, and I think I've got 1.5 or 2 yards, and I'm going to make myself a Love Notions Laundry Day tee. It is actually a free pattern on their site. I think you do have to sign up for their Facebook page, and then you get a code or something like that, but you can get the pattern for free, or you could buy it for $5 on the site. But I think if you do sign up for their support page on Facebook, you do get the pattern for free. I've just never made it before, so I am going to rectify that. And I thought this would be a good just swingy dress. It would be nice in the winter because I can layer things over it, or in the summer, because I mean, Lord knows I sit at some very hot soccer games. But I'm gonna do a short sleeve on it, and then I can, put things over it. He is competing in the robotics team that our school has, and according to some of the other moms that have been doing this for a while, well, I'll be sitting in bleachers a lot. So, sit in the bleachers, knitting, and wearing my spirit wear. And I just noticed these stripes go the length. So there's the greatest stretch. So, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so flattering because the stripes are gonna go vertical. Yay. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. A laundry day t-shirt dress. I think it'll just be perfect, and I can wear it in all sorts of seasons. So that is fabric number 1. And actually, these all 3 came from the same seller. She wrote me a lovely little note on the inside, so hello, Debbie, if you're watching. Okay. Not gonna bother with folding that. Takes too much time. All right, the next one is a cotton, and it's a jersey, a cotton jersey, and I would call it a cotton interlock jersey, but it doesn't, I don't think it's got spandex in it. I think it's just mechanical stretch in this gorgeous copper color. And it said all of this in the description. I knew what I was getting into. And it may be, gosh, I can't remember now what the description said. But yes, this was exactly what I was expecting. So you've got stretch, but it's mechanical stretch and pretty good recovery too. But I don't think that there's any spandex in this. But there might be, but I don't think there is. But anyway, love this color. It is one of my favorite colors. I was gonna show you guys. So this kind of falls right here in this color of mine, if you look there. And I want to make kind of a boxy t-shirt with this. And I'm thinking Closet Core Patterns, I'm using a lot of free patterns here. Closet Core Patterns has a new free pattern, and it is their core t-shirt, I think is what it's called. And it's a drop shoulder, but I want to make the short sleeve one. I like the short sleeve one better than the longer sleeved one, but it's kind of cropped-ish, like high hip and boxy. And I really want to play around with that silhouette and try that out. So, I think it's meant for, they have a lot of, I think, organic cottons and stuff that are 100% cotton, no spandex in their shop. And so it's meant for that kind of fabric, which is exactly what this will be perfect for. So I'm going to try and make myself that t-shirt. I think it'd be good for layering. I mean, it might be, because I'm making short sleeve, it may not be great for this time of year, but we are going to go to Florida to see my parents in February. So I think it will be perfect for, that kind of thing. And then obviously when the weather warms up. So very excited about that. I think I have 1.5 yards of this. And obviously any scraps will be used up. Okay, and then finally, this is a cotton spandex jersey. It is beautiful. It is got great recovery. It's a Telio, and I think Blackbird carried this. I'm not sure where she bought it, but I think I was eyeing this. I think it was Blackbird that I was eyeing this fabric. This is horizontal stripes, but look at this stripe. Isn't that lovely? So it's got my red, like that orangey red. Oh, sorry. We'll look at the colors here. That orangey red. It's got, I mean, even the white isn't white. It's like a creamy white, but it also has an even creamier white stripe that's in there. There we go. And then it's got kind of this pink color, but kind of this warm pink color. And then this like a marigold color. And then this is actually black, which is not in my color, but everything else is. So it's got like this color in it and this color. Yeah, that color. And then like that color there. And then my signature color right there. So other than the black, everything else is in my color palette. I think I have 2 yards of this, to be honest. So this actually could be a couple of things for me, but I really think I'm gonna make myself, I just love it so much, another Concord tee, the Cashmere at Concord, and I'm gonna do my boat neck hack on that one, just because I feel like I could wear this so many ways. Oh, it also has this kind of burgundy color, forgot. There's that burgundy color that is, well, it's kind of like this rusty color right there. But I think I'm gonna make myself a Concord with my boat neck hack that I have done. And you guys have seen me do that before. And I do a facing on the neckline and then top stitch it down. I just really love that look. And I mean, this is like perfect for like a Breton style striped shirt. I'll probably do a 3/4 length sleeve on it just because that's my preference, but we'll see. Yeah, and if I've got anything left over, I don't know, we'll play around and see. Maybe I can get another t-shirt or something out of it. Maybe a shorter sleeve shirt. I don't know, we'll see. But I love this. So we've got, 1 dress and 2 tops coming your way with my November makes. Okay, so with my ambassador, with Destashify, really, she's just asking me to mention it on the channel once a month. Like, I don't, if I want to show you guys what I'm making or what I got fabric-wise or yarn-wise or pattern or whatever, just to kind of give awareness about the site. But it's so good. So these are all, she did not ask me to do like full videos, but I want to show you guys what I'm making and my plans because I know you all like to see that and I like to share that. But yeah, definitely have a look, especially as we're coming into winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. My hope is that a lot of people are going to get on and start going through their stashes and culling things, both patterns and fabrics and yarn and all that stuff, so that we can all have a lot of fun shopping. And I'm also hoping that, if you want to just thrift your things and you don't want to go through the process of selling your stuff, she will send you a paid postage envelope for you to send that stuff off to her. And then she sells it for thrift store prices. So it'd be similar for you, taking it to Goodwill or some other consignment shop or charity shop or whatever. But she'll go ahead and sell it at thrift store prices. So that's also a great way to keep things out of landfills and just be a little bit more environmentally friendly. And it gives people a great way to, just keep your stash down and also help spread the love a little bit. So definitely go have a look if you haven't. It's a fantastic website. And I've been very pleased with everything I've gotten so far. So, yay. Okay, guys, that's all I have for today. Again, Sunday is the Bowden dress, showing you how to do that. And then I'm not sure what's gonna go up yet on Tuesday. I am doing 2 pattern tests right now, and I just don't know for sure when those are coming up. I think actually I do know. One of them is definitely gonna be released next Friday. And so I will show you through what I've made and all the goodness. The second one, I'm just not sure when it's gonna be released. So sometime soon, that one will be coming up. But I've also made the 2 things, my Cool Stitches boxes, subscription boxes that I was gifted back in August or September. I've made the things from the boxes. So I did like an unboxing here on the channel, but I've made both items. I've made the purse from the one and I've made the, actually I'm wearing the pants the Hudsons, from the other. So I'm gonna do a video at some point here in the next week or so showing you everything I made and kind of walking through now that I've actually made the thing from that box. I'm gonna make the wax and wraps one, but it's short, so I'm gonna wait and do that probably closer to February because I will be in a warmer climate for a couple days. But yeah, that's kind of what we've got going forward. I'm gonna be doing some sewing for my son, so I'm gonna be showing a plans video on that. He has actually requested two things for me: a jacket and a pair of pants, like real pants with like a zipper. So I'm gonna be sharing, taking you guys along and showing you guys that process too, amongst other things. So yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All right, guys, I feel like I was talking really fast. I apologize. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you, if you are shopping for holiday or whatnot, that you're able to get some good deals this weekend. I hope you're spending some time with loved ones and getting some time in the sewing room. I am with family when you're watching this, so I am not getting time in the sewing room, but I'll get some of that next week. So I hope you get some sewing in, and I will see you guys again next time.